Hey, Tony Gaddis here. I want to talk to you. Now, it's something very unfortunate about our world, and that's the superficiality of the world. And here's the thing, is you could be mad about it, you could be upset about it. Where my ring at? I must ring off the lotion or shower or something. I ain't got my ring on, y'all forgive me. I must have left it on the sink. And you can be mad about it, get in your feelings, or you can do what you can do. Because I did a video last week and I just was talking because I was just writing. But then I went into talking about like clothing and things that real men are attracted to. And as it relates to clothing on women, and it was a good amount of ladies that, they ain't want to hear that. And I think it's really just because when we hear something that we aren't, something that we're not doing, it's kind of like a slap in the face. It's kind of like, it makes us feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, when that's not it. It's not the case. It's just sometimes, it's just a difference of opinion. It's just a tweak that we need to make. It's kind of like when you go through my videos, you're gonna hear a lot of teachings, and I don't believe when you go to a doctor who teaches on love and relationships, I don't believe any doctor in the world, in the country or in the world, can teach you more about relationships than I can across the board. And I say that humbly. But I don't believe that. But guess what? I live in a world that validation by man is required. So if I want to go on television and share everything I understand, I know and understand about love and relationships, I have to have doctor in front of my name. If you notice, even on the shows that make no sense, like Love at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance. I've never watched those shows, but I know the concept of them. They have doctors on there helping the people, doing the matchmaking based on psychology and personality and all of this, which shows you even a show that is ignorant, that is not rooted in reality, still have to have doctors on there for liability reasons. Because they just got a random Joe, because I would be considered a random Joe. If they got a random Joe on the show giving advice, it increases their liability. But what they're saying is, if you have doctor before your name, we know you've gone to school at least maybe 8 years. And so, guess how long I went to college? 8 years. I just didn't finish. So this is the thing. My point to you is, I could get mad about that and sit and do nothing and miss out on life and miss out on an opportunity, or I could get busy and I could do what I can do in the space that I can do it. So here's the thing. The superficiality in the world can upset you, and you could be like, oh, because I want to wear booty shorts, you trying to tell me I'm not gonna attract a real man? And it's like, okay, what would regular shorts hurt you? Oh, because I don't want to go shopping and buy nice clothes, and I just want to throw on hand-me-downs, and I want to buy the cheapest clothes possible. You trying to tell me a real man not gonna want me? Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's like, listen, you could get mad, or you could scratch your booty and get glad. Like my daddy used to tell me, don't get mad, scratch your booty and get glad. I ain't know what it meant, but basically he was saying, hey, get with it. Get with it. The world ain't changing for you. Ain't nothing changing for you. You got to get with it or get left behind. And it's like, listen, it's people, oh, I can't tie my shoes for $20 an hour. You can't get me to get out the bed for $20 an hour. Guess what? You're going to stay broke. You're going to stay broke, busted, and disgusted, living on government assistance if you got too much pride to do the job that's available to you. You're going to stay broke. So listen, ain't nothing changing about the way the world lives. So you got to ask yourself, what do I need to do? What do I need to change to get in line for my blessings? To get aligned for my blessings. So I say, okay, look, I don't have the time right now, the mental capacity to go back to college, get a bachelor's, get a master's, and then go get a doctorate. I'm raising 2 boys. They're very, very active in sports. I don't have the time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do what God is allowing me to do. I could get a book deal, talking on love and relationships without being a doctor, with a top 5 publisher. I just did it. So I could do that. I could build my own community through Tony Gasson's Academy, which has over 30,000 students, through YouTube, through Instagram, through Facebook. You see what I mean? So I'm doing what I can do at this level. When my sons go to college, that'll be 11 more years, I think. 10 or 11 more years. I'll be 47 years old. In my industry, as a coach, as a speaker, 47 is real young. So guess what? I can have my doctorate by 50, 51. 51 years old. At 51, that's younger than Steve Harvey. That's younger than Dr. Phil. That's younger than Oprah. I still got all, and that's when I got the maturity to handle a television show. That's when my life so slowed down because my sons are grown that I don't have to worry about missing their game on Saturday. I don't have to worry about if I got to travel. If my TV show is shooting, if I'm gonna shoot it in LA, me and my wife could live in LA because my son's grown. But see, right now, if I go to do that, I have to uproot my family. A show not gonna shoot in the city I live in, so I have to be gone all the time, or I got to uproot my family. So I got to make a decision. What are you willing to live with? So if you don't want to change, if you don't want to adjust, are you okay with what you have? If you okay with what you have, if you okay with the way your life is, then God bless you. More power to you. But if you don't like the results that you have, then you have to do something different. And that's the thing about it. So listen, when I say superficial world, that ain't necessarily a bad thing, because you superficial. If you start a company and somebody walk in your doors and they want to work with your company, you superficial. What you want, if they come in there and they looking like who shot John and forgot to kill him, you're not finna hire them for your company. If they looking tore up from the floor up, you're not finna hire them for your company. If they looking broke, busted, and disgusted, you're not finna hire them for your company. So think about that. That's what you got to think about. That's what you got to realize. So when I say superficial, it means that what's on the outside matters. It means the way you present yourself matters. The way you portray yourself matters. In certain arenas, your credentials matter. You can't be an accountant just because you're good with numbers. You got to go to school, get a degree, then get certified as an accountant. You can have the most steady hands in the world. Your hands so steady, but you can't be Ben Carson. You can't be a surgeon unless you go to school and you get the education. So guess what? You got steady hands, but if you got test anxiety and you can't pass a test, guess what? You can't become a doctor. It's just the way the world is. So what you have to do, you have to learn how to handle your test anxiety so you can pass the test, so that you can use your steady hands as a surgeon. It's the way the world is. Ain't nothing gonna adjust to appease us. We have to adjust. So and see, this is the thing. This is the thing. Some women, they'll come to me, Tony, I want to be married. Why am I not married? And honestly, I'll be honest with you. The only answer is, well, your hairstyle is the hairstyle my mama wore in the 80s. It's 2021. I can't say that though. I can't say that because I'll be on somebody's blog. Tony Gaskins said that the reason I'm single is because I want to wear my underbump. And so you remember how the hair used to be parted right here and it'll come down right here and it'll be bumped under. That's a hairstyle my mama used to wear in the 80s. Now, yeah, it could look decent in certain ways, but today we might want to get a little layered. It might want to be a little layered. You might want to have a little bob. That's been around too, but it's still stylish. You might want to have a little highlight. You know, you might want to do some micros. That's been around forever, but it's still stylish. Some box braids. You might want to get you a $700 wig, but it's just the aesthetics. It's just the presentation. It's just what it says to the man is, you up to date. You still working on yourself. You in touch with what's going on. Because it'll be, you know, if you got that hairstyle from the 80s, the man gonna think you gonna want one of them telephones. They used to sit there, it's a square telephone like this, and it got the receiver that you hang up on it sideways, and you pick it up, and it's long, and it got from the ear, and you got to dial the number like that. He gonna think you want one of them that you still got that telephone. He gonna think you got one of them cell phones that's this big. And so that's the thing. He gonna wanna go grocery shopping. He gonna think you still think bread 50 cents, a loaf of bread 50 cents. Why did you spend $2.50 on a loaf of bread? You see, but that's all just because of that hairstyle. just because of that outfit. Brown shirt with purple flowers. Black shirt with pink flowers. If all your outfits is just floral, he's just gonna be like, whoa, that's an outfit my mama used to wear. So all I'm saying is, this is what I'm trying to help people understand about our world. Me going to get a doctorate, that's not against my morals and values. Yes, it's gonna stretch me. Yes, it's gonna challenge me. Yes, I'm buying into the system. But if my goal is to reach more people, and going on TV in my 50s will help me reach millions, then that's what I gotta do if I wanna do that. Now, by the time I'm 50, if YouTube still exists, my audience here may be in the millions. And so the TV may say, look, we want your audience. We want your YouTubers, your YouTube people to come watch our network. So we're gonna give you your own show, and you ain't gotta be no doctor. Because the world done changed. Things done changed now. So that may happen. So guess what? The same thing. It's like, are you okay doing what you're doing and getting what you're getting? If the answer, yeah, you don't have to prove that to nobody. You ain't got to argue with me if you're happy with your results. But if you're not happy with your results, then you got to look at, okay, what changes do I need to make? And so, I've been on here 25 minutes, but I only been on here 17 minutes. And so you look at that, and see I'm walking right now because my back bad. And so, but this just a little example of do what you can do. I can't run right now. I can't do no crazy workout, but I can walk. So I'm still getting some heart work, still getting some cardio, still getting me a little sweat. Got my long sleeve shirt on up under here. Got this hoodie on. See what I mean? I'm doing what I could do. You might not can't afford a gym membership, but walk around your neighborhood. If you can't afford a treadmill, walk around your neighborhood in right after work while it's still daylight, 30 minutes. Then go in and shower and get on ready for dinner and all that stuff. You see what I mean? Do what you can do. Do what you can do. So back to what I was telling you. So this the thing. This the unfortunate truth about our world and the superficiality. And so a woman, because as humans, we are superficial. A man will come to me and be like, man, Tony, I'm looking for my wife. I can't seem to meet her. And the answer is racist. It's like, listen, man, you know, one of the first things a woman look at is your smile. So when you smile and you got that gap right there, now God bless you. Now, Michael Strahan and TDJ, they millionaires. TDJ married, but they millionaires. So with they gap, that's a little different because the woman know he got the money. That he could get a whole new mouth. He got that much money. Them two men. But for you, my brother, when you go to smile and she can see your tonsil, I don't know what a tonsil is, I just assume it was the back of the throat. But she can see that little thing in the back of your throat dangling. And see, that's the thing. I'm not picking on you, but that's what a lot of women say. I'm looking at a man's teeth. I'm looking at his smile. I remember when I had a shark mouth, like the shark on Finding Nemo. And I was talking to one of my clients, and I tried to be nice and smile. And when I went to smile, her face, she frowned because she had never seen me smile because my teeth weren't where they supposed to be at. Like J. Cole said, I had J. Cole's smile, crooked smile. And so when I worked on that, guess what happened? I got braces. I had braces 2.5 years because I was supposed to have them 2 years, but I had 2.5 years because I missed 6 months of payments because it was $150 a month. So sometimes that $150 was bouncing. So I had to not show up because you had to pay every time you go in there. So if my account said no, I had to skip that engagement, that appointment, because I ain't had that $150. So it took me 2.5 years. And guess what? After I got them braces off, my teeth still ain't perfect, but it gave me confidence. So that's when you started to really see my personality shine through on my videos. Because before that, I was self-conscious because some of my teeth weren't where I wanted them to be. And see, that's the thing. Going to get braces, that's not a cult. That's not a different religion. I'm not going against morals and values. It's just like on television. If I'm doing a Skype interview for a TV show and I can't smile, they're going to be like, man, this guy ain't got no personality. If I'm mean mugging, because I don't like my teeth. So guess what I'm going to do? Go get braces. If I'm out here as a life coach and I got a little too much weight on me and other life coaches muscular and they walk around here muscular, and so guess what I'm going to go do? Get in shape. Because guess what? That's not against my morals and values. Now, if other coaches are atheists and they blowing up because they don't say God or Jesus, I'm not gonna do that because that's against my morals and values. So listen, when I talk to you about change, I'm never gonna ask you to go against your morals and your values. What I'm gonna ask you is to get out of your comfort zone, like Brian Tracy says, and get into an effective zone and let your comfort zone catch up. Because see, when my videos years ago was just real monotone, I can talk an hour and hold your attention because it's so monotone. But when I just could be me, I'm not putting on a show, I'm not acting, I'm just 100% free and me. It'll hold your attention a little more. You might get you a little laugh in. You might be able to just let it play while you moving and shaking, you cleaning up, you doing whatever. But because I'm not just talking monotone, because I'm afraid to open my mouth too wide, because I don't like my smile, now I'm able to be fully me. So see, that's what I'm telling you. And sometimes you ain't got to change everything. See, listen, you see how when you look at me right here, and you see these ears, and I see every human look like a dog. So I look like a Doberman Pinscher. Now see, I could go and get these ears pulled down, or I could get them tucked back the way they up against my head, and you can't see that little flick of the ear right there. And you can see the flick of the ear because it's been women who done mentioned it. Oh, Tayden looked just like his daddy, even with the flick of the ear. It's like, why you looking so hard? My goodness. Can I have an ear? My goodness. But that's how people are. That's how people are. Judgmental, superficial. I remember I had to block a man on Instagram because I posted my oldest son when he was 12 and he was in between the year off of braces. They put braces on from 8 to 12. You get a year off to let your teeth do what they're going to do. And they put them back on from 12 or 11 to 12 or something like that. I posted my son, he had the tooth growing in on the side just like what I had. When I was coming up, he got my teeth set. And a man gonna comment, time for the braces. Blah! Man, don't you ever comment on my child. The world wrong with you. But that's how people are. I guarantee you that man used to bully people in middle school, used to pick on people, and he grew up to a grown man, but never grew. And so still bullying a child. What if my son go look at that comment and this man talking about his teeth? You need braces. You see what I'm saying? Like the stuff I say to you on this video, the reason why I've gone to video and not live seminars, because when we talk about teeth, when we talk about weight, when we talk about personality, nobody get to look over at you. Imagine if I'm talking about weight and you nowhere near your weight goal and we in a live seminar. Everybody and you just sitting there, you trying to move your sweater because you still in process. You ain't where you want to be yet, but you getting there. But now everybody looking at you because they can see you got blessed with some meat on your bones. And so guess what? On this here video, it's just me and you. You by yourself. If you need to cry because of your situation, you can cry. If you need to scream laughing, you can scream laughing. Whatever you need to do, you could do it because it's one-on-one. And see, this is the thing. This is what I try to tell y'all. Don't let your insecurity speak. Don't let your offense speak. If I step on your toes because you dress like my grandma used to dress in the 80s, nobody has to know that until you come in the comments. Well, I don't subscribe to society, superficiality, as you like to call it. I'm gonna be me. And if a real man, as you call it, can't see me and love me for me, that's his loss. Nobody had to know that. Nobody had to hear that. You could have just said, okay, all right, fine, forget you. We ain't have to know that. But that's your offense speaking. That's your insecurity speaking. And then a little while later, you'll lay your head on the pillow and be crying, mad at God. Why, Lord? Why you had to do me like this? Why man can't love me? Because I like to dress in Lady Brian. I'm just tired of you. Lord, that ain't what your word said. And the Lord like, listen. Nah, I just said Lane Bryant because that what came to my mind. Ain't nothing wrong with Lane Bryant. But the Lord like, listen, I sent you an honest male perspective. I sent you an honest male perspective. But you didn't want to hear it. You wanted to argue. You wanted to get mad. You wanted to get offended. You didn't want to hear it. So what you want me to do? A man is a man. He gonna look at his wife to be, and make sure that he is attracted to her. No different than a woman is gonna look upon her husband to be and make sure he is attracted to her. You know how many times a woman has asked me, Tony, I met this guy, he's amazing, he's super nice, but he cannot dress, or he has bad hygiene. What do I do? Guess what? If you can't change them, you got to go on about your business. I got to go. This one of my NBA players calling me. God bless you.